Hello children, we were studying food production and management part 1. In the previous session I told you about acidic and alkaline soil, crop rotation and selection and sowing of seeds. Now today we will start with irrigation. Now what is irrigation? It is the artificial application of water for agricultural production. See children, when agricultural practices began, then it was easy for a farmer to find out one fertile land area near a water body. So at that time it was not difficult, but with increase in population, with increase in demand for agricultural produce, it became difficult for the farmer to find out land areas near water bodies. Plus, there is a lot of uncertainty if we keep on relying on monsoons for our crops to get watered. Sometimes there is a drought, sometimes there is flood. So, because of all these reasons, artificial application of water became a requisite. Okay. So, whenever we apply required amount of water to the plants, then the methods that are implemented, they all come under irrigation. So in your book the definition is given: watering of crop plants at different intervals through sources other than rain is called irrigation. It can be done through wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, dams, etc. Now there are some methods of surface irrigation and we will study them. Few of them are there in your textbook. But before starting with the methods, first quickly we will go through this topic, that why do plants need water for their survival. Children, this is very easy, you are already aware of it. Still we will just go through the points quickly. So it's written that for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits and seeds of plants. Now water is absorbed by the seed and only then the germination process begins. Once the germination will be over, only then we will get a seedling and the plant can start its life cycle, right? So water is essential for germination of seeds. Then along with water, fertilizers, minerals, they are also absorbed by the plant roots and is utilized by the plant. Plus water is essential for carrying out the process of photosynthesis. Now moving on to the different methods of irrigation. These are all methods of surface irrigation. When I say surface irrigation, it means the different methods that are implemented to water the soil surface. Okay, so the soil surface is watered and the water molecules, they percolate, they move deep inside. Then the water molecules are absorbed by the crop roots. Now there are different methods. The first method is flood irrigation. Now this method is used wherever there is ample amount of water. Otherwise this method is not used. So what is done is a tube well is used and it is suitable for flat crop fields. From a high level, water is allowed into the field through tube wells and the entire field is flooded with water, and in this way the crops can absorb water. So as I told you, it is suitable only when plenty of water is available. Next is your furrow irrigation. Here what is done, that there are ridges and furrows made in the field. On the ridges the crops will be grown and water is allowed to run through the furrows. So in this way we see alternating ridges and furrows. On the ridges the crops are there, in the furrows water is run. So this is the method known as furrow irrigation. Next is your basin irrigation. Here the entire crop field will be divided into small basins. How? They are flattened mud embankments, and the one region is, they are checked. Okay, they look like checks. So by making small mud embankments, you actually divide the field into small checks or basins, and those basins are then filled with water. This is one of the oldest methods, and it is often used for growing rice. Then the latest development is drip irrigation. It is the most water efficient method. Zero wastage is there in this method. It is used in such countries where there is scarcity of water. Okay, so drip irrigation is one of the most efficient methods. How it is done? There are small pipes and water is piped under pressure, and there are small outlets. Those pipes, they directly open into the crop roots, so there is zero wastage of water. All right, so this system, it is as I told you, very nowadays it is being commonly used in those regions where there is scarcity of water. Next is sprinkler irrigation. This you all have seen either on television or in real life. You all have seen the sprinklers. The water is sprinkled all over the crop field. So there are pipes and there are some rotating nozzles. Those rotating nozzles are only known as sprinklers. So it keeps on rotating and the water is sprinkled all over the crop field. All right, so these were the few methods. Now we move on to the next topic, that is protection from weeds. Now what are weeds? They are the unwanted plants that grow along with the crops. And why is it essential to remove them? Because if we allow the weeds to grow, then they will start competing with the crops for nutrients, for sunlight, for water. All right, so this can adversely affect the crop yield. Now some weeds, they are toxic also, means if we allow them to grow, then they are harmful for us, for other animals. That is why it is very important to remove weeds from the agricultural field from time to time. This process of removing weeds from crop field is called weeding. Then there are few examples of weeds given in your book: Amaranthus and Argemone. Commonly Amaranthus is called Chulai. Okay, so these are two examples of weeds. How weeding can be done, that is how it can be removed from the field, what a farmer does. There are two methods, mechanical and chemical methods. Mechanical means when you are trying to remove weeds by hand. If you see one weed growing, you can simply just uproot it and you've removed that. Okay, so this is a mechanical method. Then during plowing of the field also, many weeds, they get uprooted. Plus sometimes farmer makes use of harrow, or the farmer may make use of trowel. Now harrowing means harrow is one such instrument which is used for smoothing of the soil surface. Now while it is used, it is very easy for the weeds to be uprooted, right? So whenever manually one farmer is working on the field, he will definitely remove the weeds, and all those methods that will be used will come under mechanical methods. Chemical methods means when you are applying some chemicals on the field to remove the weeds, and those chemicals are known as weedicide. One example of weedicide is given in your book, that is 2,4-D. Okay, 2,4-D is a common weedicides. The best part of weedicide is that they do not harm the crop, they will only act on the weeds. But farmers should be very careful while applying the weedicide, because it may harm the farmer. So the farmer should, while spraying it, farmer should cover his nose and mouth properly. All right, so this was all about weeding. We will discuss about crop protection and hybrid seeds in the next session. Till that time, children, revise till the topic that I have covered today. Thank you, children.